Presented by Horns and Hooves Entertainment. You're watching Bob Hansen, Tom Muchak, Sean O'Malley, Adam Fitzgerald, and Andy Van Meer. You still up? Live. It's Buffalo After Dark.
There you go. Good evening, folks. This is your host, Buffalo Bob. I am taking over for Tom because Andy and Adam and Tom are all dicks. They decided not to come on the show tonight, so I'm only stuck with this idiot, Sean O'Malley. What's going on?
Ain't nothing much, man. Just a long day I had, and adding another cracking merch to my collection. Speaking of which, bam.
Damn straight. Yo, did you know that I actually snuck your video off? Like, I recorded your video, and I literally just, like, posted it on YouTube, and it's, like, one of the hottest videos on our channel right now.
Wait, what, on this channel?
Yeah, if you go on Buffalo After Dark on YouTube, your video got over nearly 90 views with, like, 7 or 8 likes and a few comments.
What? Sure, I'm gonna check it out right now.
Yeah,
that's awesome.
Yeah, and I made a thumbnail for the video.
Oh, can't wait to see what it looks like. Oh, wow. That is awesome, man. Wow.
Yeah, so I'm like, I'm not letting that go to waste. So I took that and I'm just like, I'll put it on the channel and they're just going from there. Yeah, hopefully Sean's okay because his Wi-Fi is a little off, guys. So just give him a little bit of time.
I'm good. Are you?
Yeah.
Okay, there you go.
Yeah, my internet is a little unstable at the moment, but that's okay. I am actually here with my fiance. She's actually in the background. Say hi, Britt.
Hi.
You heard her. There you go. She said hi. Sean said hi too, by the way.
Hi.
She's quite a character. I'll say that for sure.
You froze again.
Yep. Yeah, it's a little uneven.
You good, bro? You good, Bob?
I am good. Yeah, she said hi, by the way.
Hello.
Hi.
There she is. Yep, so, all right. Now, with that being said, let's get right down to it. So, I want to divide the show up tonight. We're just going to put all the hockey stuff in one category and then put the football stuff in another. So, we're going to tackle football first because there's a lot to uncover. So, Let's get started. So the first one that came out on Friday last week, almost a week ago, this came out. There have been internal conversations with the McCaskey family because Virginia McCaskey, the daughter of the late George Halas, the original head coach of the Chicago Bears and the original owner of Chicago Bears, the Halas family in general. That's why you always see the signature on their jerseys and whatever. So anyway, she's 98 years old. She's pretty much ready to die at some point in time. She's ready to turn to dust. And it's sure enough, the Chicago Bears are possibly on the move. But in other words, they could have a potential new owner. And there have so far been 3 nominees. One is Neil Bloom, Pat Ryan, and the big one, CEO of Amazon, Jeff Bezos.
Wow. Amazon CEO, huh? Well, former CEO. But wow, that's nuts.
Yeah. And on top of all that, the Chicago Bears, as of currently, when they were first originally bought, they were only $100 at the time. Now they're up in the market for $3.25 million.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah, that's a lot of money for the Chicago Bears. I mean, are there going to be any suitors, any buyers, anything remorse like that?
And you froze again.
Yeah, I'm okay. Thank you, man.
All right, okay.
Iced tea, good choice. So yeah, so I just wanted to address that real quick. But what do you think? Do you think the Chicago Bears will be under a new ownership pretty soon?
I mean, it's only a matter of time, and I mean, honestly, who knows when she's gonna, no disrespect, kick the bucket. So act as owner for the Bears, I'm a little biased because I technically work for him. I might go with Jeff Bezos.
All right, that's fair. I think he's going to make the purchase regardless. I mean, he's already a multi-billionaire. They just bought the rights to MGM. Now he wants to be the owner of Chicago Bears.
Yeah, I mean, his freaking net worth is almost $200 billion. Oh, man.
It's insane, honestly.
Freaking insane.
He's made more money than more people around globally. He's made more than, I think, than Bill Gates. He's made more than Donald Trump. He's made more than, what's another name that's been going around? Mark Zuckerberg. He's made more than Jack Dorsey. He's made a lot of money in the last, 15
Oh, yeah.
What? Elon Musk. Thank you, Brett.
Yeah, no doubt, man.
I totally forgot about Elon
crazy.
Musk. I'm surprised Elon Musk doesn't want to buy the Chicago Bears, but why Jeff Bezos? But it is whatever. But I have heard that he's also interested in buying the Chargers.
I mean, he got the money for it. Why not?
Yeah, but by NFL standards, you're not allowed to own two teams from two different cities.
Oh, shoot.
Yeah.
Well, I guess if the Bears don't work out, then, hey, why not go with the Chargers?
Did you know that Ralph Wilson, when the Bills first came in the NFL, he tried to secretly buy, while he was also the owner of the Bills, he tried to secretly buy the Oakland Raiders?
I had no idea about that.
Yeah,
Wow.
it's all in the history books. If you look it up, that's why when you look at owners, you can own two teams from the same state, but you're not allowed to own two different teams from two different states. If that makes any sense.
Back and forth.
It's nuts. It's honestly nuts.
It's just the internet these days,
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, I'm here. Yeah, I do apologize, guys. The internet's a little slow on my end, so I just want to say that real quick.
You're literally going on.
I know. I apologize.
Guys?
Yeah. Oh, God, what is with the Wi-Fi?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Yeah,
Okay.
I do apologize about the Wi-Fi connection. So now I'm connected to 5G. I'm hoping it works better. My Wi-Fi has been such a crap fest lately, so it's like if there's lags, I apologize in advance.
Yeah, it's all good, man. And guys, you're just gonna have to get used to it until we can figure something out to make sure it doesn't happen as often,
Right.
But
and like I said, that's on my end, so I apologize for that. But like I said, I'm hoping for Bezos prospectively, he does well in the sports business if he gets into it. But let's see if he buys the Bears or the Chargers.
Yeah, but I'm still thinking he's going to buy the He's going to buy the Bears. That's what I'm guessing.
I think so, but it is what it is. All right, and the next topic I want to talk about is former New York Giants head coach Jim Fassel passed away on Monday afternoon at the age of 71. He died of a heart attack under sedation at a hospital near his home in Las Vegas, Nevada. And if you're not familiar, Jim Fassel was the head coach of the Giants when they lost to the Ravens in Super Bowl 35.
Oh man.
Yeah, so I mean, I send my condolences to his family, regardless. So I just want to say that, God rest his soul. And what else is there for football? Because there's a lot to talk about. Here we go. So I don't know if you've heard this or not, but have you heard lately about Deshaun Watson?
Not recently.
Okay. Well, hang on. My apologies. Anyway, so there's this story going around, and Kareem Jackson, who plays for the Broncos, made this statement. He was on the Akeem Talib show. I forget what it's called. And apparently he makes a very bold claim. Quote, Deshaun Watson wants to be traded to the Denver Broncos.
Oh, boy.
Yeah, it's insane. And Ian Rappaport even said this, quote, Texans QB Deshaun Watson has been getting recruited by former teammates and countless players across the league, and he remains open about several options, including the Denver Broncos. But I don't believe Denver is, quote, where he wants to be, just one possible spot. But Kareem Jackson is, what was I going to say? He basically is saying, there's no possibility that he goes to Denver, but at the same time, he could end up going there.
Right, but I mean, with everything that's been going on with the guy lately, I don't know. I don't know what team's going to want to pick him up. That's my thing.
Right. And Kareem Jackson to go up this topic. Oh, and I believe we have a third ringer. It's Adam.
Oh, all right.
Finally, fuck. Finally, fuck. And I thought the show was going to be really boring, but now it's going to actually be a lot better. So, what's up, Fitz?
I don't fucking know. Is this live?
Yeah, we're live. We're actually recording. We're not live on Facebook, but we're pre-recording and then posting it up later on Facebook. But you'll see later on. So, what's up? What's new?
Not too much. Who's the victims on the fucking chat tonight? I don't see anybody else.
Well, it's just me and Sean. And of course, he's rocking the new Seattle Kraken shirt and the new Seattle Kraken flag that I got him a couple weeks ago. Damn straight.
Well, you know what? All the power to you, Sean. All the power to you. But I have strong feelings towards NHL expansion into the U.S. I'd rather it be Quebec Nordiques or, some other team that's more deserving. But congratulations on that at least.
Yep, damn straight. And you're actually...
I appreciate it.
Yeah. Sean's got a long way to go. He has a whole summer. He's got a whole month to do what he has to do before the expansion draft. So we're going to get him there. I know that for sure. Because if I could do it to Adam, I could do it to Sean. Very easily.
Yeah, here I am.
Oh, God. By the way, Fitz, before we get to the next topic, Brittany's here for you.
Oh, my American wife. Where is she?
She's over here. Britt.
Hi.
Hi, wifey. How are you?
Yeah, so as I just wanted to get that out of the way. But we're actually in the middle of an interesting discussion. And the discussion is that there's supposedly rumors going around, according to Kareem Jackson, that he wants to be traded to the Denver Broncos. And I'm talking about Deshaun Watson, by the way, because there's been teams that are trying to recruit him to go play outside of Houston, and Denver has been the latest suspect to be brought up.
Oh, you know what? I don't even want to get into that fucking topic because I think I know and everybody else knows where fucking Deshaun Watson should have went.
Yeah, we know.
No. But wait. The Panthers, they were like, you know what? We want to fucking destroy this team. We want to make it the worst fucking team in history. Why we had the best running back in fucking history. We're going to bring in Sam Darnold. But no, Deshaun Watson.
Yeah, love this conversation.
I don't. You know what? Every time I see Deshaun Watson's name, I'm like, you didn't want to come to a fucking team that actually would have been good for you, and you're a fucking pussbag. And Sam Darnold, you can go fuck yourself. And the Panthers management and owners, they're all fucked.
Well, at least Sam Darnold gets to face Tom Brady twice a year.
This is true.
No, this is not a positive thing.
Sucks for you.
Being a Panthers fan, this is not a positive fucking thing.
Well, you're gonna feel our pain that we felt for 20 plus years.
Oh boy.
You know what? We have the fucking team around the quarterback. It's all there. But you're gonna bring in a fucking Sam Darnold that's so bruised and his ego is so fucking bruised that he's just like, oh God, please protect me. If I get touched, I'm gonna fall down like a little bitch.
Oh God, I love that episode that we did when he first got traded. That was absolutely insane.
Oh,
No, I don't agree because I don't like the fact that I still have to deal with the fact that I don't think that the Panthers are going to be like that bad this year, but I still think that fuck me, Sam Darnold.
Oh baby.
Oh, my head hurts every time I think about it. It hurts.
Oh yeah, I know it certainly does. Believe me.
Well, I can guarantee you that Chris McCaffrey's like, you know what? What do you mean? You're trading for Sam Darnold, and he's just like, What do you mean? I'm not gonna take a ball from that fucking bitch. Like, I'll drop that fucking shit.
Oh my God. Oh, I feel bad for you. You know what? To be honest with you, and I've said it a while back, is I don't think he'll be as bad as he was on the Jets because he has all these weapons around him. But the point I'm trying to make is that, yes, I agree with you. The Panthers should have traded for Watson because of the allegations, but they went the easy route. They took Darnold in instead. But
no, we should have traded up for Zach Wilson, and I said that for fucking day one.
You should have. I agree with you. You should have done that too.
You enjoy my pain. You're such a fucking cuck.
Yeah, try being a Sabres fan.
I'm a Maple Leafs fan.
It's already agony and pain throughout the fucking day. And there is actually a conversation I want to talk about later on the show with Jack Eichel. Jesus Christ, man. I did not have a good day regarding them. So fuck them, man.
I will legit fucking trade you two, a first and a second, and William Nylander for Jack Eichel.
Of course you would. But yeah. So anyway, if you remember from last week's episode, we were talking about speculation that the NFL might possibly be expanding their European tour from the UK to Germany. Now it's being said that the NFL is officially requesting proposals for future regular season games in Germany, in Munich.
Oh.
Yeah. Jesus Christmas.
I want to make a joke, but I want to offend too many people, so I'll leave it alone.
Yeah, we don't want to offend all the Germans around the place.
There was a Nazi joke I was going to say, but I'm just not going to do it.
No, I would not do that. That's very anti-Semitic, but I would not do that.
Fuck, everybody that's offended, go fuck yourselves.
Yeah. Okay, and then the next topic is based off what we've been seeing, and it just came out recently, is Jonathan Joseph, after 15 years, is going to retire from the NFL, and he spent half a decade, from 2006 to now, with Cincinnati, and then he played for the Houston Texans. So I just want to wish Jonathan Joseph all the best throughout his career, and a wonderful retirement. That's the best way I could put it. So.
No, stellar career, guys. You played that long in the NFL, you must have done something right.
Damn straight. And that's really all there is to it. And then as far as the XFL, they're starting to make moves, and I'm actually really liking this. And apparently there was a new update that came out about the XFL, and it was saying that ESPN longtime executive Jay Rothman is working with the XFL and the league's ownership per sources. And Rothman has worked in 33 years on ESPN and as an executive for 19 years as a producer for Monday Night Football. And the XFL's ownership with the Johnson family, of course, with Dwayne The Rock and all that. The ownership group with Redbird Capital has also hired an NFL executive, Kevin LaForce, but it's unclear if he will be working with the XFL. And one of the options that's being discussed between these two leagues, the XFL and the CFL, is the idea of a parent company structure with both football entities operating separately but under the same business umbrella together. And the name's NewCo, which is a generic name typically used as a stand-in by most companies, intending to have a combined entity. And it seems to provide the most vital clue since March to where the XFL and the CFL could be heading together down the road in the future.
Go Edmonton Elk.
Oh my God.
I like this. I really like this.
Me too.
I'm just gonna go on the Elk bandwagon. Go Elk. Go Elk.
I'm on the XFL side, so I'm gonna say go Guards.
You know what? The CFL's been fucking boring and fucking blah for years. So yeah, anything you can fucking do to put some excitement in that fucking league, then go ahead.
Yep. And it's already crazy enough that they're going to be merging with the XFL, and then the USFL is coming back pretty soon next spring, which is even more crazy. So we're going to find out what exactly happens with those three leagues combined. I'm curious, though, what exactly happens with them in terms of business. So I guess from perspective, it'll make them some sort of benefit out of it.
Oh, there's definitely a monetary fucking benefit out of it. So
yeah,
that's what they're looking at.
Yeah, damn straight. And Sean, I think you're gonna like this one. Were you a fan of RG3 when he first came into the league?
Kinda, yeah.
Well, here's something interesting that just came out just 2 hours before the show. Or actually, this came out an hour ago. Fox News, Fox Sports, and ESPN have both expressed interest in former Heisman Trophy winner and former second overall pick from 2012, Robert Griffin III. And Griffin has indeed auditioned for both networks, but has not closed the door on his football career just yet. So, in other words, he does not have a job because he sucks now, and he might take on a analyst job for either ESPN or Fox Sports.
Hmm.
I mean, he had a stellar career when he first came in, but then after that first round playoff series against Seattle, they just fucked him up, the Redskins. And then he's just been an absolute flop since then. And it sucks because I really wanted to like the guy, but he just never was able to just stay healthy. And that's what happens with players like him, is that when you're a mobile QB and you come out of a really big college program like Baylor, who don't really produce a lot of solid QBs, like, RG3 was a big impact player from when he played for Baylor. And then when he came out of college, he was just having a phenomenal rookie year.
Yeah, definitely.
Right.
Weed, huh? So
No,
I should be Tom. Maybe I'll be like, hey, Adam, what kind of weed did you get today?
Well, it's good stuff. That's all that matters.
Damn straight. Also, I forgot to mention that I really like that porn stash that you have.
Oh yeah, it's great. It's like a Dirk Diggler type thing. It's fucking, I can't walk past the playground right now. We're getting dirty looks. So.
Yeah, I would probably be in the same way. I mean, I got this. I'm fine with it. Sean's got a beard. I'm thinking he's happy with it. And now you got a bro stash. Makes you look like Super Mario Brothers.
No, I just kind of feel like, Bobby, you can't grow a mustache. That's why you don't grow one.
Well, plus it would look really ugly on me.
Do you think this looks attractive in any shape or form? Because it doesn't.
Well, I think it looks good on certain people.
My old lady tells me that it looks like I'm a pedophile. She calls it a pedistache.
I mean, it's very possible. It would make you look like a alternative universe of Jeffrey Dahmer, if you will.
It's kind of weird because she tells me it looks terrible at times, but like when I'm like down south, like doing my thing, she likes to tickle. So you win some, you lose some, right?
That was very descriptive.
I'll say.
Damn straight. Yeah, and you know what, too? I saved the best topic for last in football, and that is the infamous, thank you, Falcons, Julio Jones trade. Oh, my God.
Oh, man.
Yes, let's talk about it. So,
yes.
Yeah, so a couple of weeks ago, Julio Jones, unsurprisingly, was on ESPN. He was on a phone call with Shannon Sharp, and he told everyone, "Hey, I'm leaving Atlanta. I'm bolting out of there." And sure enough, trade rumors and speculation started coming about. Teams were making moves, and then sure enough, just on this past week on Sunday morning, because my fiance and I were cleaning our apartment when this happened, and the next thing you know, I got a text right after we're done cleaning. Boom! Julio Jones has been traded to the Titans. That's all I saw. And then I waited around for 25 minutes or so, and the details finally came out. And Ian Rappaport came out, and it was this. It was that the Atlanta Falcons had traded star wide receiver Julio Jones to the Tennessee Titans along with a 2023 sixth-round pick in exchange for a 2022 second and a 2023 fourth-round pick. Adam, your thoughts?
No, I kind of feel like the Titans won that one hands down.
I agree. I think the Titans definitely got some beneficiary out of this. I mean, now you have A.J. Brown, you have Julio Jones, and now you have Derrick Henry all on the same team together.
You have, like, the deadliest fucking wide receiver fucking
duo?
You have carnage when it comes to the fucking wide receivers right now.
Oh, absolutely. Now, the question is, are the Titans, in your opinion, and then I'm going to ask Sean, are the Titans Super Bowl contenders after picking up Julio?
I'm going to say no. And the reason I say that is because you might have the best wide receivers in the fucking league, and you might have, but do you have the fucking quarterback to fucking get it to the wide receivers? Do you have a good enough quarterback? And I don't think they do. So I'm going to say no.
Yeah. What about you, Sean?
Yeah, I agree with Adam. I don't think they're Super Bowl contenders just because they got Julio Jones. And honestly, speaking of which, didn't Julio say that he wanted to be traded to a contender? I mean, I don't I don't see the Titans as a contender. We and a lot of people were talking about how the possibility of him being traded to Buffalo. I mean, and I really liked the idea at the time because him and Stephon Diggs. Think about that.
Oh, forget it.
Holy crap,
It would be
That's
for
all
fun.
Buffalo fans.
man! That would have been awesome. But hey, all respect to Julio Jones. He got traded. The Titans picked him up. He wanted to go there. Hey, kudos to him. I wish him nothing but the best.
Absolutely. And you know what, too?
Plus, though, if you look at it, like if he got traded to Buffalo, which would be the worst case scenario for every team in the NFL, because can you imagine Josh Allen having the fucking had options to pass to Julio Jones?
Oh man, exactly.
Like, the guy's so accurate, and you have Julio Jones that's so good at catching the fucking ball. Like it'd just be unfair.
Yeah, I don't think that would be very fair at all. And you know what, too? I think though it's a benefit because if the Bills somehow got Julio Jones, they would have had to give up Emmanuel Sanders or Gabriel Davis. So it's kind of a beneficiary that they didn't have to do it like that. So for the Titans, I think it definitely helps them because now it makes more sense when you look through the draft. If you just look at the Tennessee Titans draft board from 2 months ago almost, you can clearly see that they did not take a wide receiver in the second or the third round, let alone I don't think in any of the other rounds. So that probably made more sense why they went out and got Julio Jones. Because Julio, I mean, obviously he wanted to be traded, so it's not like it was just out of oblivion that he just said, yo, I want to leave Atlanta. It's not like he just came out and just specifically said it. He just wants to go to a contender. But I also find it really ironic that not only did he say he wanted to go to a contender, he also wanted to go to a team that had a quarterback with a big arm. So my first immediate impression was either Green Bay, Buffalo, or even someone like Kansas City if they had the money, which they don't. I was even thinking Baltimore, but Baltimore was brought up a lot of times.
The Titans don't have a quarterback that has a big arm. He doesn't have a big arm. He's fucking mediocre at best.
Mm-hmm. He's always been like that, Ryan Tannehill.
Yeah.
Tannehill's like that quarterback that like can get it done in the last 5 minutes, but he's not a long bomb fucking Hail Mary fucking quarterback. God, he can't fucking throw the ball with that.
Yep.
No, and that's another reason why I think he should have went to Buffalo because he kept talking about he wanted the quarterback with a big arm. Hello, Josh Allen, freaking flicking the ball 20 yards away.
Dude, it's either you're going to Kansas City or you're fucking going to Buffalo when it comes to like the best quarterback. So
yeah,
definitely. What if he was like on like a team like the Ravens? Like, what kind of impact do you think he would have made if he were traded there?
You know what? If
and
I think we lost Adam.
Yeah, he froze.
I thought for sure.
Yeah, you kind of froze for a little bit. What were you saying? Oh, there he goes again.
Oh, he's back.
Yep, there he is.
Dude, my Wi-Fi is fucking terrible the last few days. I have no idea what's going on. But anyways, I'm saying I would have picked them to go to the Ravens because I feel like it was a better fit for him. But I don't know. If the Titans think they can fucking run with fucking – if they think they can do it with Julio Jones, then fuck all the power to them, I guess.
At least for you, there's one positive. At least you don't have to put up a shit for twice a year.
Well, there you go.
Yep.
Yeah, that's true.
Yep, and I just want to make sure that I didn't miss out on anything as far as football news is concerned.
Hockey at all? Was there any hockey topics that brought up at any point? Like the
we're gonna get to that next because I divided it from football to hockey. So now we're going to hockey. We're actually about to shift gears here. So there's actually a lot to talk about regarding that. So I wanted to get over the football news first and then go from there, if that makes any sense.
I don't really give a fuck. Let's talk about hockey. Let's go.
All right, let's do this. All right, so the first one I want to bring up is that the OHL has made history for the first time ever because the Sarnia Sting have drafted a girl for the first time ever in the history of the league by the name of Taya Curry, who is a goalie. She is now being proclaimed as the first ever woman ever drafted into the Ontario Hockey League, and she was drafted, I believe, first overall by the Sarnia Sting. And she is 16, and she stands at 5'7" and spent the past year with the Elgin Middlesex Chiefs in the underage 16 AAA team.
Okay, I'll be first to say whatever on this, and I'll say this is that it's a great thing for hockey, but at the same time, I think it's an absolute fucking publicity stunt. That's all I think it is. If you look at the lady's record and you look at her stats for like where she played and stuff, she's not that great. And I don't think this is like a legit thing. I literally think this is a publicity stunt, and that's all I think it is.
Right. And what do you think, Sean?
Yeah, I mean, I would have to agree. I mean, with all the virtue signaling that's been going on in sports these days, honestly, I'm not even surprised.
That's okay. I mean, a lot of people are not into that idea, but you know what? At the end of the day, I'm happy for her, but I don't.
The way I look at it, though, is like, hey, you know what? Congrats. Like, fuck me. Like, you got drafted in the OHL. I've never been drafted in the OHL, and neither one of us has. I'm just saying that, like, I feel like it's more of a fucking stunt of publicity to be like, hey, I'm the first woman to be drafted in the OHL, and it's just, I think it's more media fucking coverage and more fucking bullshit than it is actually legit.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, that's all it is these days. It's like we don't focus on the player's experience or in their their playing history. You know,
Right.
It's all about oh boy, you know what? If I get in trouble for this, I don't care. I'm saying it anyway.
Do it.
They all focus on the genders and the freaking identity politics. It's freaking ridiculous.
Yeah, but I don't think that will ever reach the NHL, though. I mean, good for her, but I don't think they'll ever.
I doubt it.
It's all about making a fucking statement to be like, women are equal to guys in sports. And I understand that, like, I get where they're coming from, but all right, Bobby, if you could like bring up her stats, please.
Sure.
Bring up her stats.
Sure.
Because they're not good. And the fact that the Sarnia Sting, actually, if everybody doesn't know, I live in Sarnia, Ontario. I watch the Sarnia Sting, and if I see her play, it'd be fucking fantastic. But at the same time, I feel like it's more like, it's so like media fucking bias bullshit.
Yeah. All right. I'm getting her stats now as we currently speak. Okay.
And I'm not trying to be racist. I'm not trying to be a fucking pig. I'm just saying this is in a women's league, not in a men's league of OHL hockey players that are NHL caliber ready. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah. I'm actually on EliteHockeyProspects.com, which is a great website to get prospects, numbers, and statistics, Sean. So if you ever need any information on players the Kraken select or any player in general, and you want to look up their prospect numbers or any statistic, this is a good place to go, is EliteHockeyProspects.com. But anyway, so I am now on the website as we currently speak, and it says here she played from 2019 to 20 with the Elgin Middlesex Chiefs in the under 15 AAA league and the AAA league for under 16 in 2021 as well. And I'm looking up her games played and goals against average and save percentage. There's nothing on here. There really isn't. Look.
You know why? You know why, though? Because it's so fucking bad, they won't even publicize it.
Yeah, like, look, I don't know if you can see it through my phone because it's a little blurry. So if you look on the right, it says
I looked at the same stats, and there's nothing there. They won't post it because it's dude, it's I didn't want to get into it because it's so politicized fucking bullshit is all this.
Yeah, so I guess the proof of point is that it's nice that they're doing it, but it's not going to go far. And I think the OHL knows that she's never going to make the pros. I mean, the only woman to ever play was Mana Rayom, and that was a preseason game. So now here comes the question. What if somehow she magically ends up going to the NHL from the OHL? Because this is a possibility if she's that good by the time she's 18.
Dude, I can't. Yeah, I'm not saying this because I'm being fucking a sexist pig, but for a young lady like herself to play, and she's only 16 years old, to be considered to be going to the OHL for one, if she even passes that fucking aspect of it, which in my mind, she never will. I don't think she'll even dress for an OHL game, but if she does, all the power to her. But there's no way in hell. There's no absolute fucking chance that chick's ever going to start an NHL game, let alone a OHL game.
Well, first she has to go through the OHLs. So I don't know.
I don't even think she's going to start an OHL game, but that's my opinion.
She might be the future starter for the Kraken.
Funny.
Yeah, I know. Anyway, so
it wouldn't fucking surprise me.
Yeah, for sure. So there's still plenty more junior hockey stuff to go over because there actually is some interesting shit coming out. So the Bruins have had an extensive discussions of the ECHL affiliation with the Maine Mariners, who are the ECHL affiliate for the New York Rangers. And Boston has had interest in getting closer to home for several years. And their current team in the ECHL is the Atlanta Gladiators. So the Boston Bruins want to make a deal into getting the Maine Mariners as their ECHL team.
You know what? I have no opinion on this because I hate the Bruins. They fucking suck, and I hate everything they're involved in. So,
okay. All right. So I guess the same could be applied to Sean. And then now we're moving over to the Quebec Major Junior Hockey League, and this story came out today. And apparently there was an allegation going on between two players that played for the Victoriaville Tigers, or Tigres, whatever you want to call them, because it's spelled Tigres. Usually Tiger is spelled ER. Have been arrested for amid sexual assault allegations. So the article is two of the players have been arrested amid sexual allegations, and the incident took place at a party after the Tigers won the Quebec Major Junior Championship League, and the QMJHL have stated, quote, that the Tigers and the QMJHL have taken these allegations very seriously and will provide their full cooperation with the police authorities while they conduct their investigation.
Are you talking about the Bridgeport Sound Tigers?
No, the Victoriaville Tigers. Look.
I have no idea who that is.
The Quebec Major Junior team.
You know what? I'm not even gonna fucking comment it because I have no idea who that team is. So.
Yeah, I don't expect any of us to know. But if you're talking about the Bridgeport Sound Tigers, they actually just renamed the team the Bridgeport Islanders.
God, that's gay.
Well, I don't really have a strong opinion about it, but it's whatever. Now we can actually get to the NHL because there's a lot to talk about. First off, I want to just say Nolan Patrick is a whiny little fucking bitch. Did you see what he said over the weekend?
Nope.
Okay, well, glad you didn't because I actually have the reasonings right here. So Nolan Patrick, obviously the former second overall pick in 2017 by the Philadelphia Flyers, has indeed requested a trade. And the reason for Nolan Patrick doing this is because he's going to switch agents and he is going to request a trade. And I quote, in 3 occasions here, there are 3 reasons why he is going to get traded. Because he's a whiny bitch for a very good reason. A, he does not like the spotlight. B, criticism. And C, Alain Vigneault.
Okay, so the number one thing I take out of that, if you don't like the spotlight, you probably shouldn't play in the NHL.
Exactly. And on top of all that, you shouldn't be able to, if you can't handle criticism, you shouldn't be playing in hockey, period.
And you're not at the point where you can just pick and choose what you want to deal with because you're fucking nobody.
Mm-hmm.
So
damn straight.
Your opinion goes nowhere, Nolan Patrick. You're a fucking whiny little cunt, and you should probably just do what you're told and get paid hundreds of thousands of dollars a year to do what you're told.
How embarrassing for a guy who had so much talent has injury issues, and now he's whining like a bitch because he doesn't like the spotlight in Philadelphia.
Dude, that's probably one of the weakest hockey markets in the NHL. And you're going to complain about spotlights? Like, come to the Maple Leafs and see how bad your spotlight is and how much criticism you fucking get. Like, you ain't seen nothing.
No, not at all. And there's been talk, too, that one of the teams that could be training for him are the Seattle Kraken. And they might be, and there's been talks that the Flyers and the Kraken might be doing a draft day trade. So when I say draft day, I'm talking about the expansion draft. So they might do a side deal leading up to this. And the Flyers might give up maybe a second and a fifth for him or something else. I don't know what they'll work out, but the Flyers will give out draft picks to the Kraken, or the Kraken might give something else in return. And in exchange, they would probably take on Nolan Patrick's contract because, you know, Nolan Patrick clearly does not want to be in Philadelphia, and Seattle has an opening possibly for him. What do you think?
Dude, if you don't like the spotlight, though, why the fuck would you go to Seattle? You're going to be all about the fucking spotlight.
He's going to probably be on the spotlight anywhere he goes. Unless you go to, like, New Jersey or Buffalo, then maybe you won't get the spotlight.
No, but if you make a comment like that, all the media outlets and wherever you go is going to haunt you for fucking your career just by saying that.
Yep. And I think he's already put his final nail in the coffin on that statement. So, again, you get drafted by the Flyers, which is a very big hockey market. You've been utter trash since you got in the league, and now you're whining like a bitch because you can't handle the pressure of playing in the city of brotherly love. And then there's talks of him being traded to Seattle. So it's like, what do you do now? Like, what's going on with this guy? I mean, are they going to take him in the expansion draft as a pick, or are they going to take him in by trade? You know, there's a lot of talk about this going on right now.
I just don't think that Philadelphia at this point actually cares, because if you look at it, farm teams, Philadelphia actually has like the best farm system in the fucking league.
The Flyers?
Oh yeah, they're ranked number 1.
Oh, there you go. And what do you think, Sean? Do you think the Kraken should take a spot at Nolan Patrick? Do you think they should look at him after all the comments we just made?
If everything you said about the guy is true, then I don't want him.
I don't think you need negativity like that on your fucking team, especially in your first season.
No, yeah, we're like literally they're just starting. So what sense does it make to bring any kind of negativity in your first season? You don't need that.
No, it's not going to help you. It's your new team. You need players that want to be there, and they want to be in the fucking spotlight, and they want to fucking, make this team come alive for the first season. Nolan Patrick is one of those guys that you just don't want to have on a fucking team.
Exactly.
I remember the last time somebody actually, and by the way, if you're curious what I'm doing, I'm actually eating a bison burger from a place called Energy Grill. So forgive me for eating. So I'm just going to put it that way. So
you ain't got to apologize. It's our freaking podcast. We do what we want.
Dude, we've done weird shit on the show sometimes. So
exactly.
I think yeah. So now, because of the conference finals is pretty much here, the Montreal Canadiens are obviously advanced to the conference finals in the Final Four, and they're going to have to wait on either the Vegas Golden Knights if they win it on tonight in Game 6, or forced to go to Game 7, and they play either the Colorado Avalanche or the Vegas Golden Knights, no matter what happens. So the Canadian government has approved the travel exemption to NHL teams for the final 2 rounds of the Stanley Cup playoffs. So teams will be able to travel by private plane and be subject to pre- and post-arrival testing in addition to daily NHL testing without quarantine, and they will live in a modified bubble setup and have no contact with the general public.
You know what? If you have to take the precautions to get it done, then get it done. And if that's what you have to do, or if that's what has to be done, then fucking do it. But I will say this, and I said it right from the start: if Carey Price turns into beast mode Carey Price, you're not gonna fucking beat him. I'm telling you now. And I'll say this because I'm just saying this because I've seen Carey Price at his best,
Clearly.
And he's at his best, man. And I'm telling you now, it's going to take more than the fucking Isles, and it's going to take more than any team that's left to fucking beat Carey Price.
It would be a miracle if he were to win a cup this year for him. And then everybody in Canada, and okay, I have to put this to the rest. You know what really bothers me? Is when every time that there's a Canadian team that either advances in the top 8 or in the Final 4 or in the Stanley Cup Finals, no matter who it is, whether it's the Toronto Maple Leafs, whether it's the Montreal Canadiens, whether it's the Ottawa Senators or the Vancouver Canucks, you get the idea. Doesn't matter. I always hate the fact, as an American, that they all these Canadian provinces have to stick together behind one fucking team and hope to God that they actually bring home the cup. Because then it brings out 2 reasons. A, if it's the Montreal Canadiens and you're a Toronto Maple Leafs fan, you'd be like, I'm happy the cup's in Canada, but I fucking hate you at the same time. Or you're going to get a certain reaction out of it. It's like, well, you know, they're so desperate for the cup to come back to Canada. It's like, fuck, what do you do at this point? I mean, it's like, I hate you, but I want you to bring the cup home. It's like a mishmash of like reactions based off of this.
That's where I'm at. Obviously, I don't want the Montreal Canadiens to win the fucking cup. I don't. But at the same time, it's Canada's game. It always has been. And if a Canadian team can bring the cup back to Canada, then I'm not going to be butthurt about it.
So you would not be butthurt if your biggest rival just won the Stanley Cup?
They're not our biggest rival. They haven't been for years.
Who are the Leafs and the Canadiens?
Yeah, they haven't been rivals for years. I don't know where you've been.
Where have you been? They're an original
I think the
franchise.
Leafs and Boston have been bigger rivals in the last 10 years than Montreal and Toronto.
Well, yeah, they've been consistently in the playoffs the last couple of years. If not, I think like 3 or 4 straight years. It's just asinine to think that one country gets behind one team that not everybody agrees with and just hope in veins they bring a cup to their country, to their provinces. Because once if the Habs would have somehow magically bring the cup back home to Montreal, that everybody in Canada would want to leave work for their day, skip 3 days, fuck quarantining, and just go to the parade. That's what they would probably want to do.
No, that's not the thing, man. You're fucking losing the point. Is the fact that if Canada brings the cup back to Canada, the last time it's been is 1993, which is a long fucking time ago. All right, I was like fucking 6 years old the last time Canada had a cup. Yeah. So if there's an opportunity for a Canadian team to bring the cup back, then fuck yeah, bring it back. And plus the fact that, like, I don't hate the Habs like I used to hate the Habs. The only players I hate the most are probably I hate Perry because he's a dirty cunt. I still think he needs Tavares on purpose. And Brendan Gallagher.
That's it.
Other than that, I don't have any ill will. Carey Price is a stud. I never had any ill will towards him. I think he's the best goalie in the fucking world. But
it's a possibility.
If he can fucking win a cup for fucking Montreal, I don't like Montreal. I don't want them to win. But if he can pull it off and he can be the stud that he is, then yeah, Godspeed, man. Bring the cup back to Canada.
I would throw up right now if the Montreal Canadiens won the Stanley Cup this year.
I wouldn't, man.
I would. I hate them with a passion. I hate Montreal.
You know how much I have no idea how much I'd have to listen to fucking people around me saying, "Oh yeah, I told you the Habs were the fucking best, eh? I fucking told you the fucking Habs are gonna win the cup. I told you you're gonna beat the Leafs." You know what? I have to listen to it, but at the same time, I could drive 2 hours. So you know what? I'm not gonna be butthurt about it.
So you wouldn't be upset if the Montreal Canadiens won a cup, and at the same time you'd be like, yeah, I hope all these friends who are Habs fans, I have to listen to these French-speaking bastards just talking shit about the Leafs. It's like, you understand that if they do bring the cup, that's just adding more salt to the wound at this point for your franchise.
You know what? It doesn't matter to me. It doesn't matter to me.
No.
I've heard every fucking I've heard every insult. I've heard every fucking joke. I've heard all the fucking shit. You know, at this point, I'm just like, you know what? The Leafs suck. The Leafs suck. My God, what am I supposed to do? Am I supposed to sit here and be all fucking butthurt about it? No, I'm not going to do that. Where the fuck is that getting me?
I think the opinion would have changed if Toronto won Game 7. I think the opinion would change.
Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. It's not going to make my life any better if I fucking dwell on what the Leafs did this season. It's not. So I don't give two flying fucks.
All righty then. Sean, what do you think about that?
I had one little fucking chip that said that I gave a fuck, and I literally fucking ate it, and I shit it out, and then I didn't give a fuck anymore.
I'm surprised you didn't shit out coins by that point, if that were to be the case. You'd be a piggy bank, and you would shit out all the coins, and it'd be stuck to your shit.
Point, man. If you're fucking cheering for a team for 30 years, you're Buffalo State, and you know all about disappointment as much as I do. So,
oh God, we're gonna get to them later. Fuck me.
I'm just saying, you get to a point, and you're just like, why do I keep getting mad? Why do I fucking waste my fucking energy in getting mad over a team that keeps disappointing me? It's not doing anything for me. Like, I know. I realize that the Leafs are fucking this Game 7 choke artists, and the fucking they're not a playoff team. They're fucking they're a season team. Blah blah blah. Okay, who gives a flying fuck? Because I'm at the point where I was like, you know what? Oh my God, look, the Leafs lost again. That's a normal. I'm not gonna be butthurt about it, man. I'm just fucking done with it.
I don't know, man. I mean, if I were a Leafs fan, I'd probably do a fit, but that's your opinion, I suppose.
Go fit if you're a fucking 10-year-old, yeah, maybe. But I'm not a 10-year-old. I'm a 30-year-old man that's so used to it that I just don't give a fuck anymore.
I hear you. I'm not complaining about it. But yeah, so let's move on. So the next one is the AHL has actually finally come to an agreement in the 2021-22 season that they're going to be doing a divisional realignment. So the following teams in the Atlantic, North, and Central and Pacific divisions are in the Atlantic division are the Bridgeport Islanders, the Charlotte Checkers, the Hartford Wolfpack, the Hershey Bears, the Lehigh Valley Phantoms, the Providence Bruins, the Springfield Thunderbirds, and the Wilkes-Barre Scranton Penguins. In the North, we have the Belleville Senators, the Cleveland Monsters, the Laval Rockets, Rochester Americans, the Syracuse Crunch, the Toronto Marlies, and the Utica Comets. And then for the Central Division, we have the Chicago Wolves, the Grand Rapids Griffins, the Iowa Wild, the Manitoba Moose, the Milwaukee Emeralds, the Rockford Ice Hogs, and the Texas Stars. And then finally, the Abbotsford BC, well, whatever the fuck they're going to be called, Bakersfield Condors, the Colorado Eagles, the Henderson Silver Knights, the Ontario Reign, the San Diego Gulls, the San Jose Barracuda, the Stockton Heat, and the Tucson Roadrunners. So that's all the divisions for the AHL.
I still think the fucking the Marlies division is the best. That'll be the best fucking go.
I agree. I know Sean doesn't have an opinion on them yet because the Kraken don't have an AHL team yet, but they're supposedly going to be playing in 22-23 in Palm Springs, California, I think. So I'd just rather just throw that out there. I wonder what their team name is going to be called when they get an AHL team. Are they going to be related to the name? Or are they going to be related to something else? I mean, the Golden Knights have a team literally called the Silver Knights.
Some fucking stupid name. It'll be some name that's not even relevant to the Kraken. It'll be like the Seattle fucking Sonic Hedgehogs or some shit.
I don't know. We'll see. And by the way,
it might be something different.
Could be. And just a quick update: it's 1-0 Colorado. 24 seconds into the first period against the Golden Knights in Game 6, and it's scored by Devin Taves. So
go Avs, go Avs.
I'm picking the Knights, man. No matter what happens, I'm picking Vegas.
Knights, go fuck yourselves. Fuck you, Gary Bettman, your fucking baby ass fucking team.
Okay, and then speaking of baby ass teams, Bruce Cassidy is a whiny bitch, and he just gave the entire Islander fan base a freaking confidence boost going forward. Did you see the comments he made the other day?
I did. You know what? That's what a butthurt coach does.
Sean, did you?
Nope. What'd he say?
Okay, so Bruce Cassidy, the head coach of the Boston Bruins, to give you a backstory, because Adam already knows the story. Bruce Cassidy coaches the Boston Bruins, and after the Islanders won Game 5 against the Bruins in this past weekend, on Monday, I believe it was, and right after they won the game, the Islanders beat them, I think it was 3-2 or 5-2, something like that. Bruce Cassidy goes to the media, right? And he goes up to the media and says, the Islanders never got a call on them, and we ended up getting all the calls. So I may as well just call them the New York Saints instead of the New York Islanders. And then immediately after all this happened, Bruce Cassidy got fined $25,000 for criticizing the officiating in the game, which you're not supposed to do, by the way, in the NHL. But the most funniest thing about all this were two things. The Saints team, the New Orleans Saints in general, actually followed the New York Islanders and then said, hey, man, good luck. We're excited for Game 6. And then, and Vegas just tied it. Just breaking news.
Wow.
Yep.
But here's my point to the matter, because in Game 5, the Islanders shouldn't have won that game. There's no way they should have won that game. If you look at the shots on goal, like the Bruins were out shooting at one point, I think after the second period, like 40 something to fucking 16 or some shit. Like they were lucky to win that game. They were lucky to win that game. That in Game 6, yeah, they deserved that game because they outplayed the Bruins. But I kind of feel like Cassidy fucking put fuel in the fire to the wrong side after making comments like that.
Yeah. So, and John, the quote is this from Bruce Cassidy, quote, they sell a narrative over there that they're the New York Saints rather than the New York Islanders. And then immediately after yesterday's win in Game 6 with a 6-2 win over the Bruins, the whole crowd yesterday were singing the national anthem before the game. And on top of all that, they were chanting, New York Saints! New York Saints! New York Saints! And then you see a bunch of Drew Brees jerseys. New York Saints! New York Saints!
Dude, if you look at when the camera pans past them and when they're cheering New York Saints, he's hanging his head and he's shaking it like, I shouldn't have said that shit. Because
yeah, he deserves it. And you know what's even funnier? This reminds me, Adam, so much. Remember the Don Cherry comments a few years ago?
Which?
Are you serious? You don't remember? Jesus Christ.
Which comment? Don Cherry's made many controversial
The one about the Carolina Hurricanes, where he called the Hurricanes because they were so good a couple years ago when they went to the conference finals against Boston. He went on that little rant saying, you know what, man? The Carolina Hurricanes are a bunch of jerks. And then 24 hours later, the Hurricanes got a glimpse of this, and they started selling t-shirts that said, a bunch of jerks.
Oh, man.
Dude, look up that story, Sean. When you get a chance, look up that story. And so the whole thing with the New York Saints story, to resemblance that with a bunch of jerk story, is I wouldn't be surprised by Game 3, if not already on the online store, the Islanders themselves are probably selling New York Saints hoodies and shirts.
I guarantee you right now they're making flags and hats and whole fucking works of it right now in this process.
Oh, believe me, I've seen it personally. I was driving by the Nassau Coliseum yesterday. I was coming home from work, and there were tailgate flags everywhere. They were tailgating. They were loud. They were having fun. They were having a great time. And then I see a bunch of New York Saints. They literally took a St. Bernard dog and put Long Island on it, and with the Islander logo, and it said Saints on it. And then it had an angel with a hockey stick on it, and then just wrote Saints on it. It was hysterical. And, of course, I just said just now, New York Saints! New York Saints!
Okay, so I found the bunch of jerk shirt right here. Oh, my gosh.
Yeah, that's it.
That is funny.
Oh, and my favorite thing about the 2019 Carolina Hurricanes, because of that shirt, was after each win, at home specifically, they used to do something, and they don't do it anymore. It was something like... It was called the Storm Surge, I believe, and they would go at center ice, and they would do that stupid Minnesota Vikings skull thing. You know how, like, in a Vikings playoff game, they go,
yeah.
oh,
Yep.
oh, that. But Hurricanes
Yep.
fans were doing it, and then after every win, the Hurricanes would rehearsal prior to the game and come up with a different, celebration for every win. Like one was with who the hell was it that they did it with?
I recall like them not having many wins after that, so it didn't happen that much.
Wasn't Joe Frazier? No, Joe Frazier's dead. There was a boxer. I forget his name. They did one with Jordan Martinook, and they did a little boxing match after the game, and I forgot who it was. Oh, it was Evander Holyfield. That's who it was. Evander Holyfield was at a Hurricanes game a couple years ago, and he was fighting Jordan Martinook for a little bit and then knocked his ass out after the storm surge, if you will. So they do all kinds of celebrations. It's hysterical. So if you get a chance, look them up. The storm surge celebrations. They're hysterical. So that's what I kind of wanted to bring up, that whole thing with the Islanders, with the what is it called? The New York Saints. So I honestly thought that was just the funniest thing I've seen in a long time since the storm surge. But it is what it is.
Right now, like the Islanders, who are they supposed to play?
They're playing Tampa Bay.
Oh, that'll be a good one. That's for sure.
I think it's gonna go 7. I think the Islanders are looking for redemption at this point.
I don't think it's going to go 7. I think it's going to be one-sided either way. I think one team's going to fucking – and, dude, I don't like your chances when it comes to fucking Payson and Vasilevsky. I really don't.
I don't know, but we'll find out. I mean, if they can put bodies in front of him, that would be great. But we'll see come in the playoffs. Vasilevsky is a different animal in the playoffs, but the Islanders this year too, they're a completely different team than from a year ago in 2020. So I just wanted to kind of bring that out and just kind of say, hey, this is what's happening. So we'll see what the Islanders do. I'm not holding my breath on a series win, but I'd like for them to beat the Lightning and go to the Stanley Cup Finals and win it as a kind of like a send-off for the Coliseum before they move to UBS Arena. And then on opening night, they'd raise the banner.
I'll call it now. I'll call Islanders in 6.
Okay. Islanders in 6? What about you, Sean?
Yeah, same thing. Islanders in 6.
Islanders in 6?
I mean, either way, they're going to win the series.
I have a gut feeling. I kind of feel like Tampa Bay is like the favorite to win, but I have a gut feeling that little bastard you have fucking that won at the last game. What's his name? Bailey.
Oh, Josh Bailey. Hey, Josh Bailey. Ooh, I want to know if you can score a goal.
I kind of feel like Bailey's going to be all up in their fucking face.
I love Josh Bailey. He is ridiculously loyal to the Islanders. It's not even funny.
Dude, he's a stud, man. He's like one of those underrated players that they get so like shit on, but he's just a good fucking all around player.
Definitely, he's a veteran presence on that team. So what was I gonna say? Oh, Sean, you're gonna really appreciate this next one. Well, actually, no. You know what? I'll save that for later. We'll get to that in a bit. But the Vancouver Canucks decided to go on a wholesale purge, and they have decided to make extensive amount of changes to their coaching staff and to their executive department. So just to give you a quick rundown, the Vancouver Canucks have given contract extensions to Noel Bumgardner as an assistant coach, Jason King as an assistant coach, Ian Clark, the goaltending coach, and Daryl Silward as the video coach. All got extensions. And then the Vancouver Canucks have decided to hire a former New York Islanders head coach, Brad Shaw, who was originally the assistant coach under John Tortorella from the Columbus Blue Jackets, and Kyle Gustafson, who is now the special assignment coach for the Vancouver Canucks. And they have decided to fire assistant coach Newell Brown. So I just wanted to break that all down. Yeah, so I'm suspecting Adam doesn't have an opinion on it, but okay. So now I'm going to get to the next part. This is the part where I told Sean he's going to really like this. So, what was I going to say? Does he have his mic on? Okay, there it is.
Yeah.
Yep. All right, here we go. So, you know PK Subban, right?
PK who?
PK Subban.
I never heard the name.
Okay, put it this way: he's a big personnel person for the NHL. Like he's the equivalent of like a side character or a what's that term they use in movies? Comic relief. That's what it is. So he's pretty much the comic relief for the NHL. He's a all-around superstar in the NHL. Oh, okay. So I guess Sean will come right back. Oh, Hopefully he's not taking a shit. So in the process, I'll tell you, Adam, and then we'll get an opinion from him in a bit. So anyway, PK Subban, as of yesterday, got hired by ESPN to be an analyst for the remainder of the Stanley Cup playoffs until the expansion draft. What do you think, Adam?
He's pretty good color comedy, man. He's good with the mic. I don't know. It's not a bad thing. I think he's a good guy. He's just shitty hockey player, I guess.
I think so.
All right, I'm back.
All right, cool. All right, so PK Subban is a big-time comic relief player in the NHL. He's an all-around superstar. So anyway, he plays for the Devils, and he's a rumored candidate to be exposed by the Devils to go to the Seattle Kraken in the summer. You look him up, PK Subban. He actually just got hired to be a part-time analyst for the Stanley Cup playoffs on ESPN for the remainder of the season.
Wow. Yeah, I'm looking at it right now.
Yep. And that's not all, Chief. So I already said this before, is that the NHL and ESPN have agreed to a 7-year extension going into next year. It actually starts in July with the draft, but as far as hockey playing goes, Kevin Weeks is set to join ESPN's broadcast team for both studio and game work beginning next year, according to Sean Shapiro, who also reports that Weeks will still be able to work for NHL Network. And if you're not familiar with him too, he's also another former NHL player who he was a goalie. He played for the Carolina Hurricanes. He played for the New Jersey Devils. He played for the Islanders. He played for the Rangers. He's been everywhere, Kevin Weeks. And then the same applies with, according to Craig Morgan, ESPN is also set to bring in AJ Mleczko to their crew on TNT while bringing in Anson Carter. And Anson Carter is another NHL player who played for numerous teams, like the Rangers, the Bruins, the Canucks, the Hurricanes, the Kings, etc. So all three of these men have in common, they're all minorities in this situation, which is really interesting.
Okay.
Yeah, so PK Subban is a minority. Kevin Weeks is a minority. Anson Carter is a minority. So they're bringing in minorities to expose the game for all people of life, because ESPN is getting such a big contract for the next half a decade. So I guess that's what they want to do. But they're all good players. When, Weeks and Carter were good in their prime, and Subban is still playing. So plays for the Devils. But he's going to be a special guest analyst on ESPN for the remainder of the playoffs.
Nice. Yeah, I'm looking forward to it.
Damn straight. What do you think, Adam?
Oh, it's great. It really is. I remember Anson Carter. I think he played for the Oilers when I used to watch him.
Yep.
He was a stud back in the day. He was a fucking force to be reckoned with. But PK Subban is one of those guys. He's good in the spotlight. He's a good media player. People like him when he's you seen those fucking videos like mic'd up players?
Yes.
When he's like at all and shit. And
right.
PK Subban on a fucking mic is fucking hilarious. Like he'll trip people up and just laugh at them shit. Like he's probably one of the better players that be mic'd up because he doesn't give a fuck, and it's hilarious to watch.
I can actually see him when PK Subban retires at some point in his career. I think he's got maybe 5 years left, but maybe sooner. I don't know. But I strongly believe, like, once he steps down, once he hangs up the skates, I think PK Subban's going to be an analyst on ESPN or on another program.
I wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah. So I assume you're looking him up now, Sean?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, PK Subban, right?
Yeah, PK Subban. His brother Malcolm is a backup for the Chicago Blackhawks.
Wow.
He's a big-time personality guy. He would be perfect.
Montreal. He's a stud on Montreal.
Oh, absolutely. And you know what's really interesting, too, is even of all the trades that he's been through the last couple of years, when he was with Nashville and when he was with New Jersey, he would always donate to children's hospitals in Montreal every summer. So he would always go back to Montreal, and he would always, do charity work for that city in Quebec. which I think is really nice.
He always said that his number one passion was when he played for the Habs and the kids, and he's always made donations. He's always been like that person that goes to the sick kids hospitals, and he's a stand-up guy. He always has been.
I always liked PK. He was one of the few Montreal Canadiens players I always liked. I never hated him, and that was the one thing I always respected about PK. I mean, I know he's kind of declining as far as like playing wise, but I think he's still a contributor. As far as like playing on a top six line or as a top pairing defenseman. But I feel like when it's all said and done, when the time is up, I think PK will be able to go on top of the line because I think he would be really good at that job. I think, and this is a big hot take, I personally think that PK Subban will be hockey's equivalent of Charles Barkley, a great hockey player or a great basketball player turned into a great analyst.
No, I think he'd fit in perfectly.
Without a doubt. Oh, absolutely. And you know what's even crazier is in America and TNT, they're going to have a really good cast of characters, and that's including Anton Carter, Wayne Gretzky, and Charles Barkley, and a few handful of other people.
Dude, oh my gosh, that's going to be something right there.
Yeah, and then on top of that, ESPN is getting Kevin Weeks, and ESPN currently has PK Subban. So I feel like just the hires in general, I strongly believe are really growing the game in the Black community among players and athletes and other people across the globe. Because if you really think about it, the NHL, I mean, it has minorities, and I have no problem with minorities. I don't even have a problem with expanding to other countries and other, minorities of color and stuff like that. I would really like that because it actually exposes the game and it grows the population. Because I think I could see in less than maybe 20 years that we can see a double of half of white and black hockey players all combined together. I really believe this could happen. And again, I have nothing against this whatsoever. I think it's great for the sport. I think it's great for the community. I think it's great for I think it's great for diversity. I think it's great for a lot of things.
I agree. As long as they don't freaking virtue signal and make it all about the skin color and the race. But hey, other than that, I'm all good for it.
I don't think
I remember like halfway through the season they were making it like a big deal because I think Minnesota had like the first all black line. I'm like,
that was Tampa. It was Tampa.
Yeah, why does it matter though? Why does it matter?
It doesn't, but apparently according to them, it was the first ever line in NHL history that have black players all playing on the same team. It's like, great. Now move forward. Yeah. They don't talk about it like everybody else does.
Thank you.
I'm not watching hockey to be like, hey, man, like, oh, look, there's a line with 3 black guys. Like, that's not the reason I'm watching hockey. And the point that, like, whoever was covering that, ESPN or whatever, but, like, why do you feel the need to bring that out? Like, we can see that with our own eyes. It doesn't mean that has to be, like, broadcasted to be like, that's the first line in NHL history that has 3 black players on it. Like, it's just stupid to me. Like the to bring up the what should have been like normal fucking 50 years ago. Like it's just dumb.
Yeah.
Yep.
Like, I don't think they're going to go down the political aspect of it. I think that's kind of stupid what they did, but I don't see it really being a long-term effect as far as, like...
The media makes everything political. They make everything fucking about minority this, minority that. Why can't we fucking play hockey and enjoy the fucking sport and not deal with the bullshit? Like, it's...
Exactly.
It's just, I played high school hockey. I played AAA hockey. I played with fucking guys that were Mexican. I played with guys that were black. I played with guys that were fucking Arabic. Like, it didn't matter to me. I was still playing against a fucking player, or I was playing on a team that I had a player with me that was helping me. It didn't matter if didn't matter what the fucking color was, ethnicity. I served in the military for 10 years, and it didn't matter to me as long as the person next to me was doing the same that I was doing for them. So that's why I don't agree with.
Yeah, I don't agree with all that aspect, but I think everybody should be treated equally. But again, I think the NHL bringing in those guys like Weeks and Anson Carter, I think is good for the sport because they're not bringing too much attention to it, and because not a lot of people would know who they are. For those who are casual hockey fans, they wouldn't know who they are. But if they were like, if you're a hardcore like you and me, we obviously know who those guys are. But it's a good way for the league.
Wasn't Kevin Weeks the fucking Lightning goaltender?
All good.
Yeah, Kevin Weeks played for Tampa. He played for Carolina. He played for the Rangers. He played for the Islanders. He played for the Devils. I think he played for the Panthers at point.
That's what I mean, though. Trying to make it like a new normal when Anson Carter and Kevin Weeks, those guys played like 15 years ago. Like, nobody cares, man. Like, everybody plays hockey. Everybody enjoys the fucking sport. Stop fucking bringing in the fucking race.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. But just play hockey.
Exactly, but here's the unfortunate thing is the reason why the media makes everything about race is because it's one of the most talked about things out there these days. That's the problem.
And it shouldn't be that way, honestly.
Exactly.
Well, dude, if you look, and I'll bring this up because it happened in the last few days in Ontario. There was an unfortunate fucking event that happened that should never happen. A family in London, Ontario, two kids and two adults got ran over by some person that had something against the Muslim community and against and whatever. And the guy in a truck ran over 4 people and killed them, and almost killed 2 other kids besides that. And,
oh my gosh!
And I'll just say it here because, and I'll say it like 100 million times if I have to. When I served in the military, and I'm sure that anybody that watches this and they'll say the same thing, that like this is not what we fucking sacrificed our fucking lives for, and what we gave and tried to protect wasn't shit like this. And no matter if you're Muslim, you're fucking Christian, you're whatever. And I don't want to bring politics into this, but I'm just gonna say it. And I just want to bring it to the point that like I feel terrible for the fact that like if that's what I represented it like for the 10 years I was in the military, then I'm ashamed because that family didn't deserve that, and nobody deserves that. If you have that much hatred in your fucking life, then you should fucking seek help. And I'm sorry to the fucking to anybody that has to go through that, because that's not right.
Yeah, I agree with you. I think it's wrong. I think that everybody should be treated equally. The way I look at it, at least in my world, is I don't look at anybody differently based off of skin color. I just like the way I look at it is this: like Sean's a black guy. It's very obvious. However, if he's a nice guy, he's a nice guy. He's my friend. That's all I care about. But if he's a piece of shit and he treats like everyone like an asshole, then I'm going to treat him like an asshole. I'm not going to say, oh, I hate you because you're skin color. No, I'm just going to say you're just a piece of shit. That's how I would imply it. But that would never happen because Sean would never do that to any of us on this show. We're all a band of brothers in the end of the day.
Yeah.
I just kind of feel like I had to get that out there, and I send condolences out to the family of. I know they're holding a vigil and stuff in Sarnia here at the mosque and stuff, and I think in London Ontario they're doing the same thing. But like come on, like this is Canada. This is not fucking, you know.
Like Germany and Russia and all that.
Comes here for opportunity.
Freaking
Don't come
Venezuela.
a fucking truck. It's fucking ridiculous, and this shit needs to stop. It's.
I agree. It's gotta stop.
It needs to.
Yeah, it has to stop at some point.
I mean, this is what happens when the media constantly pushes identity politics down people's throats. It's like freaking ridiculous.
I'm not making excuses for what happened. I'm just saying, like, when you drive people to like the point of like. In Canada, it's like we're still on lockdown. Like we can't do anything, and like and then the media puts it out that it's like the immigrants that are doing this, and you know what? People are losing their fucking minds over it, and at the same time, it's not right. But at the same time, the media is like the enemy, man. I'm telling you, it's the fucking enemy.
Yeah, the mainstream media. I agree. I fully agree.
Exactly. Yeah, so I think we got our point across, I think. Yeah, so.
Yep.
Yeah, so let's move on. So the next topic is the Calgary Flames have hired former Montreal Canadiens assistant coach Kurt Muller as an assistant coach, and they promoted Cale McLean, excuse me, not Kurt McLean, Cale McLean from the Stockton Heat as the next assistant coach of the Calgary Flames. So I just want to put that out there.
Good hires.
Definitely.
Good.
And then we have our first domino to fall, and then after this, and then we have one more topic to talk about, which I saved for last because I'm going to be whining like a bitch in a few minutes. Anyway, so the first domino to fall is the Columbus Blue Jackets have decided to stick to their routes from their inner circle, and they have decided to hire assistant coach Brad Larson as their new head coach, and it's 2-1 Vegas Golden Knights. Did Adam hear me? I can sense it.
Yeah, I heard you.
Yeah. So Brad Larson is now the new head coach of the Columbus Blue Jackets, and he's signing a 3-year extension. And that's according to Aaron Bourne's line.
I think anything better than what they had is better. So
basically. All right. And then I saved the best for last. Jack Eichel.
Oh gosh, hang on. Let me bring out the jersey.
You just had to do it. You just had to do it, did you?
Oh jeez.
You know what? Fuck you.
Here it is. See, my first ever Sabres jersey, and I have a feeling I'm gonna have to either sell it, give it to someone, or figure to throw it out. I don't want to throw it out because it's still a nice jersey, but dadgummit, man.
This is why I do not ever buy a player's jersey, ever.
Yeah, I've learned my lesson. I have learned my lesson.
If you want to get your name on a jersey, fine. That's better than having to spend $250 on a jersey and then having to donate it or get rid of it. I've already learned my lessons. I'm done with it. Anyway.
This cost me less than $200.
Yeah. So
I always say put your own name on the jersey. Trade yourself.
That's exactly what I'm going to do.
Yeah, you should take the Kraken jersey when you get it and bring it to the cleaners, or you should get it shipped out and whatever, and just say, hey, can you make it Mr. Bubba Matt on the back of my jersey?
Yeah, I'll find somewhere. I'll find a place where I can get it customized.
Yep. So anyway, let's talk about Jack Eichel because his name has been coming up a lot lately, and today is officially a sad day in Buffalo Sabres history because it has been reported by Elliot Friedman on the Instigators tonight, which is one of the shows in Buffalo, or this morning, I should say. Elliot Friedman says this, and quote, "At the end of the day, I don't think the Sabres want to bring back Jack Eichel. They want to move on. And if John Hoven writes that if the LA Kings are out on Sabres for Captain Jack Eichel, then there's a greater than 0% chance that there's exactly what's happening. And if he's writing that someone is very legitimately telling him that. And no one will go on record and say it, but there are teams that have agreed with the Sabres medical staff on Eichel's recovery from his neck surgery, and there are teams that don't. And people are saying to the Sabres GM, Kevin Adams, quote, "You've got to trade Eichel. Trade him now." And Adams is saying not so fast, but in order to create a trade market. And GM Kevin Adams said that he was taking his time with the coaching hire, and that was the last week. And we're getting closer to the Rangers and the Jackets, which I mentioned just now with Brad Larson. And I'm curious to see how things are hiring in terms of effects. So, in other words, the Sabres want to get rid of Jack Eichel because of his stubborn approach about his neck surgery. And then there are teams out there who are willing to take on this bullshit as far as I'm concerned.
No. See, here's the thing. Here's the wrong thing that's happening. The wrong thing that's happening is the Sabres are fucking making it seem worse. So they're taking his apparent neck injury surgery and they're fucking making it worse, and they're making him less tradable by every fucking stupid comment they're making. And just after today, just after saying what they said, I can guarantee you fucking 2 or 3 teams probably backed out and said, no, fuck that shit.
Well, I can certainly tell you if you don't know the details. Jack Eichel wants to get a surgery. I forget the name of it. It's a very, very micromanageable surgery, and it could jeopardize his career. So I forget the name of the procedure. So supposedly,
that's up to him though. If he gets the fucking surgery, that's up to him. That's his choice.
I agree with you.
If he gets it, and the Sabres are trying to push that, like, oh, we don't. He's going to do it anyway, and then they push out the fact that, like, oh, we want the fucking top dollar for this fucking guy. The Sabres aren't helping themselves by fucking putting it out like, oh, this is terrible, and they're probably ruining his career.
See, the way I look at it is that Jack Eichel wants to perform a specific type of surgery on his neck or on his shoulder. I think it's his neck. And the problem with this is that I forget the type of the procedure it is. And what it does is that it would do something kind of like fixing up his neck or whatever, like his spinal cord or something like that. But the problem with this is the procedure he wants to be performed on, and he's, from his comments, he's comfortable doing it, but the Sabres are not, is this type of surgery has never been done on an NHL player. And the Sabres have told team doctors, or the doctors, I should say, told the Sabres, listen, we don't want him to go and take the surgery. We'd rather have him wait 12 weeks to perform the surgery and then go from there and see what happens. And if they don't come to a moral agreement on the surgery.
No. The Sabres want him to wait because they want to trade him before he has the surgery. That's what it is.
Yeah, but if that were the case, he wouldn't have done it 12 weeks ago. And they kept holding on to him for like at least 2-3 months. And it's been 3 months since that comment came out. And, he's been recovering, he's been training, he's been doing all kinds of shit. But the problem that pisses me off is the fact that Jack Eichel will look for any fucking excuse to get out of Buffalo at this point. He's using his neck as an opportunity. He's having a huge disgruntlement with the management already because the Pegula ownership is corrupt. Kevin Adams is completely clueless. Jack Eichel wants nothing to do with the Sabres at this point. So he wants to be traded to a contender. And I can certainly tell you that there's been a handful of teams already that have already contacted the team. I've contacted them and said, hey, Ducks, we want Trevor Zegras, or hey, Kings, we want Quentin Byfield, or hey, Rangers, you want to give us Adam Fox? Because I know there's a handful of teams that are looking at this and be like, what kind of deal could the Sabres get for Jack Eichel? Because you have to remember, this guy is making $10.25 million. He can clearly afford it, so it's not like he's a shit player and you can get like a fourth or fifth for him. No. This is a franchise player, and every team that looks at him has to take things in consideration. Are we trading him to get him out of this issue in Buffalo, or are we going to trade for him based off of his performance from the last 6 years in that shithole? So what do you do in this situation if you're the Buffalo Sabres? What do you honestly do about this?
I don't know what to say about it, honestly. I really don't.
You cut your losses. If you're going to trade him, you trade him for picks. You're not going to get fucking. You're not going to get what you think you're going to get because, again, the Sabres have made it out to be like, oh, if he has this surgery, his career's over, basically, and they're being overzealous about that. And if I was a betting man, which I'm not, I'd be like, you know what? If I can get a couple firsts and a second round pick and a player, I'd be happy with that.
This whole fucking thing drives me absolutely crazy because of the fact that you have a talented player who is good enough to lead a team to the playoffs, not this bullshit franchise who has not done anything along the border for nearly 50 fucking years. And they ended up just wasting 6.5 years of his prime, 7 years of Sam Reinhart, and now they want to get rid of him. It's like, what do you do? Like, what kind of value we're gonna get? What the fuck are you gonna be asking for? Because you're in the middle of the playoffs. Jack Eichel's name has come up a lot lately, and now they don't even know what to trade for him for because his value is going down so lowly because of this bullshit issue with his neck. Other than that, then whoever trades for him is gonna be taking a risk.
The problem is that like, there's not like a one player fits for the Sabres.
No, there's not.
You need like so many fucking pieces to make it worthwhile. Defenseman, a winger, and a center, and a pick for Jack Eichel right now.
I don't know, man. I don't know what the Sabres are going to be asking. But as far as I'm concerned, the one rumor I have heard is the New York Rangers are offering the 15th overall pick. And if the Sabres have the number 1 pick and they get the 15th overall pick, that's a huge giveaway that the Rangers want Jack Eichel.
I wouldn't do it. That's bullshit. Dude, fucking Brett in this draft, a second, and maybe a fourth in the next year after.
Second and a fourth for Eichel?
A first, a second, and a fourth, plus Nylander for Eichel.
Of course, you would throw Nylander in there. So I don't know what the fuck they're going to do. Sean, what do you think they're going to do?
I wish I had the answer. I
Picks.
I really don't know.
And if they trade him now, they could trade him to whatever team that they want him to. And Eichel has no control of his contract because his no movement clause doesn't kick in until next year. So if the Sabres trade him now, they can trade him to any team he wants. Well, no, that's next year. They could trade him to whatever team the Sabres want to trade him to. And Eichel has no control or say whatsoever about that because of his contract. But aside from all that, it's just, I don't know, man. I mean, this is bullshit. As far as I'm concerned, the Sabres are so corrupt from the core that I can't wrap my head around this fucking team anymore. Like, it drives me absolutely crazy. Like, I literally firmly thought that the Sabres, when they drafted Eichel, because remember, tank for McEichel. Remember that shit, Adam? Remember when the Sabres were tanking for McDavid and they ended up getting the number 2 pick and they were left no choice but to take Jack Eichel? Remember all that time when they had Ryan O'Reilly? Remember that time they had Evander Kane? Remember that time they had Robin Lehner? Remember when they had Dan Bilesma? Remember when they actually had a decent team in that first year under Bilesma and Jack Eichel whined like a bitch towards Bilesma because of his stubborn approach towards the game and then towards their system? And then they got him fired with Tim Murray because he refused to fire him. And then after that, just went down the fucking shitter. And that's exactly what the Sabres are doing right now. It fucking drives me crazy. Oh, my God.
I remember it. Shoot.
Well, dude, it goes the same thing. All I've heard for the last fucking 2 weeks now has been, are the Leafs going to trade Marner? That's all I've heard.
See, that's nothing compared to what the Sabres are in right now. That is nothing.
Yeah, it is though. It is though, because if the Leafs decide, hey, we're gonna trade Marner to, I don't know, I'll say fucking Carolina. Okay. If you trade Marner right now, you have to trade Matthews at the same time because neither player's anything without the other. So for me, if you're gonna fucking talk about trading Marner, you might as well talk about trading Marner. You might as well about trading Matthews. You might as well talk about trading Riley. You might as well sell the fucking team.
Well, I don't know what the Leafs are going to do, but compare that to the Buffalo Sabres. The Sabres had 6 years to figure this out. They had 3 incompetent coaches under Jack Eichel. Actually, 4 if you count Granato. But the point is that the Sabres themselves have no shame of admitting that they fucked up his career. They ruined a half a decade of his talent, and he's not even 25 yet. What does that tell you? You're telling me that a player at his talent is on the verge of being traded to the fucking Rangers or the Kings or the Flyers or the Ducks. Mostly the Rangers, considering the fact that they can end up trading the 15th overall pick. Dude, if they trade Eichel to the fucking Rangers, I will deliberately shoot myself in the fucking head. And I live here. I live in an environment surrounded by Ranger fans. You don't think I've already tortured myself enough?
Good point.
I don't know. I just kind of feel like there's the point of no return.
Yeah, basically, there is no return. Because, like I said, and I've said it on the show, if they trade Jack Eichel in any way, shape, or form, no matter where it goes, the Sabres will lose every bit of credibility under this ownership that they will ever have. They will never trust them again. They will make sure that if they trade Eichel and they get a really shitty return, they will make sure that ticket prices go down real hard in terms of revenue. And I really hope at some point in time that Gary Bettman steps in and removes the ownership of the Pagulas. And I know that they have no moral, power, I would say. I don't know if they have that kind of morality to do that. But if it gets to a certain point where the Pagulas are abusing their system and their ownership with this team because of how they treated the Bills, Sean, imagine if the Bills were bad. Imagine they didn't hire Sean McDermott.
Oh gosh, I don't even want to freaking know, man.
Yeah, exactly.
Another several years of embarrassment.
Yeah, exactly. And the Pagulas would run the Bills like a fucking country club, and that's exactly what they're doing to the Sabres. The Sabres. The Bills are they're basically their golden child, and they treat the Sabres and they've completely abandoned them. Their best player is about to be traded, and yet once you trade him, all credibility is gone, and then everything goes through the roof. Every fucking credibility that this organization ever fucking had is just gone. I will never forgive them for ever trading Jack Eichel. I will never forgive them for what they've been able to do in the last 5.5 years. I would never forgive them for anything they did for him. Because all Jack Eichel was able to do was just go to work every day, put on the skates, enjoy a great career. That was he was able to do. And yet you have a shitty ownership who has no moral desire to improve the team, and instead they're more focused on pushing this agenda for women's rights in sports because Kim Bakul is a big ambassador in that. Woo! Talk about that glory, eh? Oh my God, I hate this team. I literally hate these teams. I hate these people. And as far as I'm concerned, I mean, yeah, Terry and Kim Bagula are great owners in Buffalo. They're doing great things for the Bills. Shut up! Have you seen what they've done to the Sabres?
Exactly. Why can't they do for the Sabres they've done for the Bills? What's so hard about that?
They don't have any common ground. And you know what's even more embarrassing, Sean? I don't even know if you know this or not. Take a wild fucking guess who the president of hockey operations is for the Sabres. Take a wild guess.
Oh, gosh.
I'll give you a hint. They're not good at their job. They don't even pay attention to the team. They're too focused on the Bills.
Yeah.
The Pagulas?
There it is right there. There it is right there.
Kim Pagula in Pacific.
You never leave a man's job to a woman, bud.
Yep. That's exactly what's happening. They will not win shit under this ownership ever again. I am certain of that.
Well, yeah. Team. If you're an owner of multiple teams, so the Bills and the Sabres, Mark.
Yeah, can you say that again? You got kind of cut off.
And they're like the lonely dread of in the fucking NHL. If you're an owner.
6 years of fucking failure, and they ruined Jack Eichel's career.
Tell me some more.
Man.
Fucking hell, I hate this team. Fuck this goddamn team. All right. Anything you guys want to say before we wrap up Buffalo After Dark this week?
You know, Bob, you're a little bitch. You're whiny.
Yeah, says the team that has Sam fucking Darnold.
I'm not going to Sabres, not the fucking Bills.
Yeah, you have your moments, I have mine. And this one, I just lost all my shit.
Yep. Well, you know what? Sam Darnold is a respectable young man. I'm sure he'll take us to the top.
Take us to the land, Sam.
Yeah, better take us to the promised land, Sam, or I'm gonna fucking shoot your house up and kill your mom.
Just have fun going through Tom Brady to do that.
Yeah, now you do that shit.
You know, Sean, I would have warned it if you didn't even bring up fucking Tom Brady because he's like the fucking kryptonite of the league.
Hey, I'm just spitting the facts.
I know. That's the only team in my division that I'm actually worried about at all. So we'll see.
Yep. So, do any of you guys want to say anything before we wrap it up?
Bobby, you're a whiny little bitch. That's all I have to say.
Yep. Sean?
No, I think we pretty much covered everything.
Yep.
Other than Bobby's mom.
Yeah, of course you would. I mean, again, like I said before earlier to Sean, I said to him, the Kraken flag looks great. That shirt on you looks great. Yep.
Much appreciated.
Of course. And I actually have something else to show you after the show. After I stop the record button, I actually have something else to show you.
Bobby, you can't take your penis out on the video.
That's not what I was going to do. Don't worry, the Pagulas have already done that to the neighbors. They already took their dicks out and they literally fucked them in the asshole.
I'm just saying, we talked about this. You can't take your penis out in public. I'm just pointing it out there. People don't want to see that.
No, nobody wants to see your ding-a-ling, ever. So, all right, guys. So this is your host, Buffalo Bob. That's Sean O'Malley, a.k.a. Mr. Bubba Matt. And that is Adam Fitzgerald. We're all just coming out here to say good night, and we'll see you in next week's episode. Peace.